Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us. I'm Alex Stell, the Statewide Trails Manager and Planning Chief for California State Parks. Before we start our awards ceremony, I'd like to take a few moments to remember those trail champions that we've lost over the past year. This year has hit particularly close to home as we've lost one of our own, Karl Knapp, who passed away last summer. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about Karl, my mentor, and his legacy and contribution to our community.
In my comparatively short career at state parks, I've had the honor to work with and be mentored by some of the most instrumental leaders in the department, each of whom have instilled in me and my colleagues leadership and park values that we've carried into our own careers. Karl embodied the values of parks over his long career, becoming a recognized leader in the parks community. Karl's career spanned more than 4 decades and ran the gamut from a park aide cleaning restrooms to a park ranger and finally a deputy director of California State Parks. Karl started his 45-year career in 1975 at Prairie Creek Redwood State Park as a park maintenance aide and worked his way up through maintenance worker series to supervisor and finally the Sierra District Maintenance Chief. Karl designed trails that uniquely captured a particular aspect of a park. He believed that leadership began at the start of the trail planning process, where building a consensus among diverse trail user groups is key. He facilitated contentious public meetings, listened thoughtfully to different trail user groups, and worked through conflicts, and developed plans that worked for stakeholders. He addressed problems, and when he found solutions that worked, he replicated them. He also used a multidisciplinary approach to trail planning, incorporating the input of park professionals from all disciplines to ensure a safe and sustainable trail experience for our visitors. The Roads and Trails Maintenance Program for Prairie Creek Redwood State Park, which he developed with longtime colleague Don Beers, was adopted by the department for use statewide. He and Don were instrumental in the development of the department's trail handbook and the trail design and maintenance training series that is used by agencies nationwide. He worked tirelessly to preserve historical trail construction practices that were being lost as an older generation of park craftsmen reached retirement age. Karl researched, resurrected, and reinvented these techniques and trained others in basic skills augmented with modern technology. Karl has improved the accessibility of California trails by developing a survey tool that the department employs around the state. Karl was committed to training and was one of the leads for the Trails Training Program at California State Parks for many years. He also provided training for the Bureau of Land Management, Denali, Grand Canyon, and the Big Bend National Parks. He was involved with the National Trails Training Program, as well as programs in other countries. Karl assisted in the development of accredited training programs through the College of the Redwoods, Monterey Peninsula Community College, the U.S. Forest Service, state and national trail conferences, and the National Center on Accessibility Beneficial Designs, Inc., Whole Access, and other agencies and organizations. Although Karl rose to the highest levels of leadership in the department, he never forgot his trail and maintenance roots and firmly believed there was a tool for every job. In each of his positions, Karl took care of the minor details and keeping an eye on and working to improve the big picture. Although his contributions to the trail community are frequently referenced, that was just one part of Karl that made him so effective when he transitioned into leadership at headquarters. First as the Road and Trails Program Manager, then rising to Facility Manager Division Chief. Eventually, Karl served as Special Advisor to the Director, where he was instrumental in developing and executing reform as part of the department's transformation initiative. Karl was the Director's representative to the Parks Forward Commission, a member of the Transformation Team and the Path Forward Core Team. Karl finished his career serving as the Deputy Director of the Strategic Planning and Recreation Services Division. Karl's contribution to the trails community transcends state parks and has both national and international significance. His hard work, tireless advocacy, and dedicated leadership have impacted the experiences of thousands of visitors. Although Karl never looked for recognition and often shied away from it, he was a recipient of many awards, including the California Trails and Greenways Lifetime Professional Achievement Award and the American Trails Public Service Award. Karl's contributions have strengthened California's system of trails by setting and maintaining high standards for multidiscipline trail planning, design, and implementation. At every level of his work, Karl has developed creative strategies to address challenges and work to implement his approaches with the department and other agencies. Karl knew that Only by working collaboratively with both our internal and external partners and stakeholders can the full potential and objectives of the department's mission be met. I am proud and honored that Karl shared his passion for trails and parks with not only myself, but with so many others. In his career, Karl mentored and encouraged countless youth corps and park employees to serve in leadership roles, and in doing so, secured the future leadership for the department. We are proud to honor Karl's legacy and lifelong commitment to the trails community and California state parks. I would like to end with a brief moment of silence to reflect on our memories of Karl and his contributions to the trail community.